Personally, I've benefited massively because I took over the wider remit, including residencies, in the summer of 2020, which was right in the middle of COVID. So having that network, having the CUBO network, all the members online, whether it was one-to-one meetings, the round tables that you organised, was really, really valuable. And in that time, not being able to get out and about and see other people and see how things work in other institutions, having that network was really, really valuable, as well as for me learning a lot of the wider aspects of the more commercial parts that make up CUBO, because whilst I personally have responsibility for residences and sport, there's catering, there's campus services, there's commercial services. So being able to discuss issues with other universities has been really, really valuable. And I think we're a really big institution, but even smaller institutions that we might think are very different from us, I still think that you learn something. So being able to connect, being able to learn new things, but most importantly, network, and particularly during COVID, people being able to empathise with the situation, because I don't think any of us really had the answers then. I think first of all, the way the membership works is really good value, because at Manchester we don't have commercial services as such. So our catering, our conferences are part of estates. So although we have strong links, it's not the same part as our department, which comes under the Director for Student Experience. So it's really good value in terms of the institution being able to pay one fee, and anyone who has those links to commercial services that come under the CUBO portfolio, that's really good value. And again now, you know, certainly in Manchester we've got a bit of a student housing crisis at the moment, but so do Glasgow, so do Bristol, so York's had problems. So it's having those networks that there's so many institutions involved, there's always someone who's in a very similar situation to you. So it's been able to speak to those people, those who've been in the issue ahead of you can kind of give you some advice, and those who are going through it with you can say what's working and what's not. And again, just being able to share issues, problems, people passing advice to you, and you being able to hopefully pass advice to others. Definitely, I'm trying to get them out and about a little bit more now that we can travel and meet other people, but certainly through the email system and being able to put questions out. So we've been being questioned by our registrar around self-selection for accommodation, because we don't currently use that. And I know that Mandy, who heads up our accommodation administration, she was able to put a question out to the network and got 8-10 responses within a couple of days, and that's really valuable. So I've got 5 direct reports who all look at slightly different areas, and they've got their own networks. So whether it's new IT or a certain process or ways of working, it's really, really valuable that they can get a lot of information back in a short time to be able to make the case either way that we're trying to make in Manchester.